Frustration over the spill has been simmering for weeks, even in the Oval Office. We learned today that in the first days of this crisis, an angry President Obama snapped at a meeting, quote, "Plug the damn hole." The president will head to the Gulf Coast on Friday, his second visit in about 4 weeks. The president is likely to get an earful from people there, just as I did when we gathered 6 local business people in a Grand Isle restaurant to talk about the disaster and the response. Are you frustrated as day after day goes by and this leak still isn't plugged?
That's the most frustrating part of it, is find a way. Somebody has to know an answer to that, to plug it. And as long as it keeps spruing, we're in trouble. We're in more and more trouble every day.
Who are you angriest at?
Whoever's in charge of not plugging it.
And who do you think that is?
Well, it's BP or one of the oil companies that's involved with all the drilling.
What about the government? Some people are getting angry at the federal response.
Well, I guess it's a trickle effect. You just upset at every one of them that has anything to do with this.
What about you, Lanny? How are you feeling now that it's been more than a month?
There's a numbness that we're all very angry. I know that.
How would you like the federal response to this disaster to be different?
I think the response to the disaster has to be taken out of BP's hands, because they're oilmen. They know how to drill for oil. They know how to get the oil out of the ground. They're not in disaster response. They have no experience in that.
What is your biggest frustration about this effort and the way it's being conducted?
I feel like there's a lot of leaders and not a lot of followers, and as he said, the buck is being passed from one person to the next. We kept coming up with ideas, but it seems like we're not really moving forward fast enough. I mean, this oil just keeps coming out. It gets closer to our beaches.
What do you think about the way BP and the government is handling this?
Number one, the government is totally incapable of handling it, because this is a business, and I think they're at the edge of their technical abilities right now. And I'm not an expert in subsea drilling, but I have nephews and sons that work in that business, and they're telling me, you know, this should have been done differently from the beginning. You know, it's BP's responsibility. They call the shots. That's all there is to it.
Do you think the government should be calling the shots more now, though, now that it's turned into an environmental disaster?
Who out of Washington can come to the Gulf of Mexico and tell them how to run a drilling rig? That's the problem.
So they don't have the technical expertise.
Right. Washington doesn't have that capability.